when things were simpler and more stress-free, because today I can't relax for shit, but I will say that since I've changed, my income, wealth, and everything in between has gotten much better. I miss who I used to be. Things used to be a lot simpler. It used to be a lot easier for me to enjoy things because today I can't really enjoy anything that is most commonly described as fun by society. Because anytime that I do, I just start instantly feeling guilty about it. And although the life that I lived before was easier, it actually wasn't, because I wasn't happy. And for years I battled with this thing that I didn't want to go chase the things that I actually wanted in life, because I thought if I did that, all the people that I knew would be like, well, why is Connor doing that? That's not who he is, and why is he doing all this stuff? But in reality, that's exactly who I was, and I was afraid that everyone in my life wouldn't accept who I was actually becoming. But in reality, that's exactly who I was. I was just holding on to who I used to be, and I was afraid to become the person that I actually wanted to be in case everyone that I knew wouldn't accept that person. Now, my friends today thankfully have fully accepted me for who I've become and supported my business all the way through it, but the fact that there could have been a chance that they wouldn't kept me where I was for a long time. And I think this is the biggest struggle for people, is that they can't let go of who they used to be to become the person they want to be, in fear that everyone around them just won't accept that person, even though those people aren't even friends with who they are. They're friends with who they used to be. And understand this, that leveling up in life is going to require you to change as a person. You can't make 200K a year being the 60K person per year that you are right now. Your income will never exceed your level of personal development. And this is exactly why people who win the lottery usually end up losing all of that money, because here's their personal development, and then suddenly one day their money goes all the way up here. Well, the universe is going to make sure that that money comes all the way back down to where their character is. And it's the same thing with, people who inherit money. Usually the money is completely gone by the third generation because their character's here and their money's way up here. It just takes 2 generations for the money to come back down here. And to become a new person is going to really shake up your life. You will almost guaranteed lose people, because everyone has a version of you that they've created in their head. And the second you start doing things that's incongruent with the version of you that they've created, to them, it seems like you are being inauthentic. But really, you've just grown out of the person that you used to be. And this will unfortunately be offensive to some people. When you level up and change your habits will literally become offensive to people, because it forces the people around you to look inward at their own habits. And if they reject the idea of change, they will then try to change you. And then that way they don't have to feel bad about their own habits. And here's the thing, for me personally, the idea of fun that society has described is no longer fun for me, because I find this to be fun. Making videos for you guys is my new fun. Leveling up my business and health is fun. Winning is more fun than fun is fun. So here's the takeaway from this video, is that most people have a version of the person they want to be kind of pictured in their head. And that person is usually in better shape, they make more money, they have a nice house, they have a nicer car, and that person, they move, walk, talk, act different than the person that they are right now. And if you have this person in your head, which you probably do, you have to do everything you can to make strides towards becoming that person, because if you don't, you will suffer. Pain is temporary, but suffering is the long-term version of pain. And for the most part, obviously not always, and there's outliers to everything, so please don't get offended if you're suffering for some other reason, but for the sake of this video, suffering is usually associated with the frequency desire. So I'm gonna pull up this chart again, and if you guys look at desire, it's one of the lower frequencies. Now, desire sounds like a good frequency, right? Desire sounds like a good word, but it's actually a low frequency. It's a lower frequency, and the reason why is because when you desire to be somebody different, when you desire to have all of these things and you're not actively making strides to go out and achieve it or possess it, you just sit there and suffer for not having it. There's a quote out there that most people die at age 25. And that's because when people first get into their 20s, they start making good money, they go lease a car, whatever. They think that the money they're making is a lot of money, and if they just keep doing what they're doing, they'll be able to have everything they ever wanted in their life at some point. And a lot of people just think that it may happen by accident. But as they get older, towards their mid-20s, they start to realize that that dream kind of slips away and they don't really know how to achieve it. And therefore, they kind of slip into this desire now where they're desiring that initial life that they had envisioned for themselves, but now they're not actively making strides towards achieving it or possessing that life. Change is inevitable. And the likely reason why you aren't progressing isn't because you haven't figured out how to do it. It's because you are not the person who does it. So I hope this helps. Thanks again for watching, guys. Please do subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this. And if you liked this video, you should watch the one that I did on smoking, because that one just kind of covers all vices and further kind of reinforces some of the ideas that I teach in this video. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.